Let's jump right into here. We're at Waterworks Disc Golf Course, hole number 1, playing the D position, 470 feet, par 3. Beautiful hole, sloping downhill, a slight downhill elevation with a lot of rolling hills. We have David Potts, Peter Bures, Brandon Melton, and Jose Ossa. We are at beautiful Waterworks Park in Kansas City, Missouri, playing a winner-take-all format. At the end of 18 holes of regulation play, the winner of this round will be walking away with $200 in cash. And as I said, we are at Waterworks Park. This is world famous Waterworks Park. A lot of world champions have been crowned at this park. This is a course that a lot of people go out of their way to go play as they're coming through town. It is also one of the largest courses in Kansas City in terms of play. It gets a lot of use. Because of the beauty of this course, or one of the things that makes the beauty of this course is the scenic, but also the elevation for being in the Midwest that where we're at. These hills really come into play. There is actually a saying amongst a lot of the locals with this course is that you can get waterworked. And waterworked just meaning that you hit the basket or you hit a hill at a certain angle and you just randomly roll a lot further than you want it to. It's everybody's goal here, not to get waterworked. So I'd also like to thank my 2 cameramen, Dave Fuentes and Brandon Logan, who kept my catch cam and my reaction cam so you could see all these different angles throughout the round. Brandon Melton putting for a 2. And as everybody needs to get a little bit more warmed up, he just was a little bit short left side. And Jose off the top. And as I was just talking about, that is what we refer to when you say you get waterworked. Bounced off the top, and you can see he rolled down to probably about 35 feet, give or take, uphill. Concludes hole 1, 2 pars, a bogey, and a double bogey. Even +1, even and +2 as we go into hole 2. The B placement, 315 feet, par 3. Slight elevation, even at 315 feet. This hole plays a lot closer to probably about 350 feet, just because you got to get this disc to carry while going uphill. Not taking into account the wind factor that can come across going left or right on this hole. As you see David right there trying to put the power in there, turning that over low. Sometimes it's hard to take into account that height variance you also have to put in just to get that distance. Peter, the new Mr. Kansas City 1000, with a beautiful drive up the hill. Just short of the dirt edge. Jose putting in an extreme amount of power trying to get it up there and flips it over. David, who we'll see throughout the round, is known for just phenomenal putter, very aggressive putter. Pretty much just a get up and shoot Doesn't take a lot of time to analyze the hole, but it has worked out for him very well. And just a high putt there for Peter. He said he knew it right out of his hands, or knew that it was in the way, went for it. Brandon with the 3 save from back in the woods. As you can see there, Mr. Potts just up and shoot. But Jose will take the 3. Peter's going to take his 3. They're going to move on. That concludes hole 2. All pars. Still even, +1, even, +2. As we go into hole 3. This is the A position, 245 feet down into the left gully. It's a slow downhill. It's pretty short at 245 feet, but what gets you in on this hole is the speed of the disc. If this disc comes in too fast, you will flare skip off to the left, especially for a right-handed player playing right-hand backhand. It can be very dangerous. David with that angle, and as you can see, huge flare skip down the hill. He landed pretty much at the base of the basket, but you want to hit those trees and kind of crash in. Or, I mean, a little bit more than what Brandon did there, but if you land there and you get the little bit of a hop, that will help you jump off the shelf. This is a lot closer. Yeah, you see how he just slides right off to the shelf. And that is a perfect drive. Jose is just a little bit high, catching those trees, but putting them on that shelf. And now it leaves the scary downhill putt with the treacherous, nasty woods behind it. Brandon catches the trees, but if you don't catch those trees, you will not like it. And Jose, you can see, hits those trees, and you can see how deep he rolls down into the trees, leaving them. Well, that was David. I'm sorry. That's where David's skip shot was at. But there's Jose. And you can see it leaves him not much but to just toss up. But with the beautiful putt from Jose to save the bogey. Birdie, birdie. All right, a couple more pars to end hole 3. 1 birdie, 2 pars, a bogey, all evens, a +3 as we go into hole 4, 290 feet. This is the famous peace sign hole. It's a straight tunneled shot that you need to get to fade to the right, or whether you flick from left to right or you backhand, it needs to go left to right. This is probably one of the most nostalgic or most picture taken hole on the course. Peter a little bit high, grabbing those trees. Still going to put him well within the putting distance. David with the slow backhand turnover. Looks good. Slides right up to the rocks. Every year, a lot of the local guys or local players have to work really hard to get that peace sign to look good with those red chips every year. Brandon throwing that a little bit low. Luckily, it stayed inbounds, or stayed up top. That left, just like the hole before, can get pretty nasty if you go down to the left side. And Jose with a beautiful turnover. Gorgeous, right at the base of the pole, bounces up. That should be a drop in for him. Peter not quite dialed in yet. Just airballed a little bit to the left. Brandon off that tree bounce is going to take the par. And again, point and shoot. Mr. David Potts getting on the board with the birdie. Jose chipping away some of those bogey strokes to put him back to 2 over. 1 other birdie with Potts, 2 pars, -1, even, +2. Here we are, hole 5, 380 feet, par 3. long, pretty flat. It does slope off to the left a little bit. It's really dangerous off to the left. There's a fence behind it, but really this is just a low ceiling, longer drive. David with the roller. Back spins up over the wall. It was hard to see there, but Jose landed pretty much right where David did. Peter's a little bit wide. He's going to catch those trees and drop it just short of the wall. Brandon with the forehand roller. Feet come out from it under it a little bit fast. He got up there plenty of distance, but it did curl underneath that bush. Peter leaving that a tad short. I realize for Potts, it looks like maybe that's where I'm just editing the cut, but that is truly how fast he's getting up there just to throw the disc underneath the basket. I do like these double angles. It looked like Jose was running that a lot closer than he was. It was still a great shot, putting it right underneath the basket. Brandon just having to toss out. But seeing the multiple angles now give you even a better perspective. And Peter through the tree. Just low, but center pole. Brandon off the top. Peters get tapping in, take his bogey. Little bit high, straight nose up, but Jose sticks that putt. Brandon's going to walk away with his bogey after that beautiful drive. Two pars, two bogeys, -1, +1, +1, +2. So we go into hole 6. This is one of the par 4s. Straight through this tunnel, right about where that gentleman's at. The disc needs to start slowly turning to the right as the basket goes over the top of a little bit of a mound. Behind that basket is also a drop-off. All the way to the right is also the drop-off, which puts us into hole 4 and 5's fairway. It's very important to keep this straight, which Jose turns that over a little bit and gets a kick to the right. Peter a little bit left side, but that's going to have actually a great look for his second shot. Brandon needed to get that to turn over a little bit left, faded out right, but it did drop him on the edge. Jose, you can see there, just great out. And a beautiful shot for Brandon from where he was at. You can see how that drop as the beyond the basket. Good shot by Peter. It's going to leave him a little bit higher than he probably wants to be up on this mound. He's definitely in putting, but he's got the kind of the death putt behind him. Brandon high, little tip off the right top corner. Going to push him down the hill a little bit. Jose, that was not Jose. That was Mr. Peter Bures. Just a little bit low on the face mask. He doesn't have quite the putt dialed in. Brandon struggling with the putt as well, going off those left side chains. Jose, who's going to get that in. Not looking pretty, but he made it in. He knows it. One birdie, two pars, one bogey, -2, +1, +2, +2 as we go into hole 7. This is the C position. Upper right Right off the tee box, there is a mound, so you have to get it high enough as it goes over a valley and then back up the hill. There is a road and parking lot beyond the basket up to the upper right, which is hard to come into play unless you take the right angle, which David Potts goes right up the middle. Jose, a little bit right side, but it's going to work out for him. Peter hitting the more traditional gap, especially for the shorter left position. It's a bigger hole. Leaves him a little bit shorter than what the other two were, but he is right in the middle. If you don't get a really big skip up this hill, it is a hard hole to have a 2-putt at. A lot of times you're just trying to not get water work. You're trying not to get that roll. You just want to put yourself in a position to maybe give it a chance, but ultimately just get it up by the basket. As you can see, that slope elevation that we're at here, it hits that basket or catches the wrong edge, it can easily come back to where it's at, but not where Peter put it. Peter put it in for the tap in. We're going to get a bunch of threes as we have exceeded beyond 1/3 of the round. Again, this is a winner take all. They're not playing for second place here. They're playing for the overall winner, walking away with the $200 cash as we have all pars on hole 7, -2, +1, +2, and +2 as we go to hole 8. This is a very fun hole, hole 8, straight downhill in the 8th position. This is a shot that will take you nothing to blow by the basket, making it even a harder second shot. David Potts with just a jump putt from off the tee box, landing right near the base of that basket. Beautiful shot. Jose with a little bit of a modified standstill jump putt. Great attempt, but he does catch the base of that tree. Oh, no, he does not. He goes right beyond the backside of it, but still going to leave himself a little bit short and very much a death putt. Even just if you're going to play it safe. Peter with the Pro Pig forehand roller. This was a thing of beauty to watch. And he catches that stick. Sometimes a hole can be so short that it's hard to put enough speed and power on it that you tend to throw it short or have a kind of just a misrelease. Brandon not caring. It's winner take all. I am going for it. And that was still close to at least tapping those chains. Jose trying to play safe and lay it up, putting it on his backside, and catches that stick to prevent him from being closer. And there's the Peter putt we all know. Beautiful downhill putt to get him back into the, well, back to even, but on the board with birdies. Jose low right side, but it is in. That is all that matters. Two birdies, two pars, through hole 8, -3, even, +2, +2. Hole 9, we were playing the Kansas City Wide Open layout, so we were actually playing from a different position. We're playing up to the left here on the sidewalk. That road and everything or sidewalk into the left is out of bounds. And as we can see here, David, who doesn't quite get up over this curb, catches it, pushes it back, and leaves it out of bounds. His first mistake of the round.
Get up there. Get up there.
Jose hitting the tree. And up to this point, he is feeling like it's that kind of round. Brandon with the solo flicks, also hitting that same tree, but just at a little bit high. Still, the other three are safe. David playing from a drop zone. Just tossing it up underneath the basket with a forehand harp, I believe. I don't know if Jose was going for it or laying it up, but either way, it is underneath the basket. Brandon was definitely going for that. Just coming in a little bit short and left. Peter definitely going for it. And just a little bit high right side. Not quite dialed in. David with the beautiful bogey save. All right, couple more pars. We're going to end -2, even +2 as we finish out this front nine here. Beautiful Waterworks Park in Kansas City, Missouri. Again, this is the winner take all. These guys are playing for $200 cash. We will see you guys on the back nine.